Welcome back, people, to another episode of the Armchair Pundits podcast. And this one is Liverpool review show, first of the season. And thankfully, we have broken the 23-year hoodoo. And Slot has been the first manager for 23 years, new manager for 23 years to win his first game. So thankfully, that's out of the way now. As you can see, got Wale back again. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. 3 points, a win. I'm always happy with that.
Exactly. So, as I did last year, it's just a quick analysis, and then we go through our player ratings, and then that's it for the show. So, I'll go for you first. So, quick analysis of the game.
First half, I thought that we were really, really quite sluggish. I thought that they were probably adapting to the new style of play. Obviously, Ipswich were really up for it. They came out the traps and created quite a lot of chances. Defensively, I thought that we were being a bit overpowered. I think that was evident by the change that was made at halftime. But it was there was definitely a lot more attacking impetus in the second half. You could see the quality levels kicking in then, and the goals just epitomise what I think we're going to expect from the new manager and the new start. So yeah, positive as far as I saw it. Positive.
Yeah, I can't lie. I was getting annoyed in the first half because I was sitting there and I was like, these guys are struggling to do what Slot wants them to do. And it made sense because I saw preseason games and I saw players get used to it. But then I had to sit there and look back and think, okay, Trent hasn't really played, Van Dijk hasn't really played, and Diaz hasn't really played, and Gravenberch hasn't really played, and Robertson. So there's that many players that didn't have a full preseason that weren't accustomed to what Slot's asking them to do. So it made it look clunky. I got to give credit to Ipswich because they went man for man. And if you remember last season, when we played against Atalanta, they finished us man to man. They went man to man, and there was times when we had the ball in defence, and it seemed like we were outnumbered. So we ended up kicking it long. And that was part of the reasons, I think, why my boy Quansah got taken off for halftime. Unfortunate for him, because the manager said that he lost quite a few duels, and he did when he was in trouble. He hoofed it a few times, which I guess with Slot it's a no-no. But obviously, second half, I believe there's video analysis that they do now as well. So I think they were sat down, told exactly what's going wrong, not to lose the 50-50s. There's one thing Klopp always used to say is the Premier League is about the second and third ball. And Slot is now realising the Premier League is about second and third ball. And we were not winning those duels in the first half. They were first at all second and third balls. Second half, that will change. Gravenberch was really good second half. A lot of players were really good second half.
Yeah,
and
very.
Like you said, the football we played is good. It was really good. It was really good, I can't even lie. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
Yeah, very good. I mean, I must admit, the second half, Gravenberch really came into his own. And yeah, you're right. In terms of Quansah, I think the issue he had was that he was playing a bit like he was playing the start of last season. And you can see little subtle changes in how he play. We're playing slightly different football now. The attacking is a lot more. It's not to say that it's not more fluid. I liken it to how when we played with Salah, Firmino, and Mane, and it was fluid going forward. It seems that fluidity is returning, and I like the look of that. I do like the look of that.
Yeah. Salah, really good. I said it. I could see him going for Player of the Year. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder from last year, and him getting a goal and assist, exactly what you expect. Him breaking a record again, another record for Salah. So he's got 9 goals in the first game of the season. Obviously, you only get one chance of doing that.
That's mad.
So the records are just tumbling for him, and you just got to give credit to Slot. The way he got them to refocus in the second half. I think tiredness might have played a part, because if you're doing first game of the season and you're doing man to man against a team like us that's popping around, you're gonna get some fatigue. So I think some fatigue affected Ipswich, but cream rise to the top. So I think that's what happened.
I'll tell you what I liked about just to touch on what you were saying. One thing I did like about what Slot did was he adapted. And I like the fact that he didn't like what was happening with Kwanzaa. You know what? I'm taking you off. I'm putting on Konate. And
Yeah.
I think previous times we wouldn't have seen Klopp maybe making a change like that unless he needed to. That for me says a lot. If he's willing to do that, it means no one's place is guaranteed. And I like that. I like that.
Yeah, because another bonus that I saw from the game, Trent wasn't involved. Trent was almost playing how Klopp liked him to play last season. And this second half, he got higher up. He wasn't playing as many long balls. He was playing a lot more short passes, and it helped us. Yes, it was a good long through ball that he played to Salah for the goal, but it helped that he got used to the system a bit more, and we played better on a whole. And Jota the Slotter gets the first goal for us after missing a header, a sitter of a header. I couldn't believe. I think I said in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, if there's one person in our team that you want to be at the end of that header, it'd be Jota. And he missed it, but he made up for it. So I'm really happy.
It was a very good second half. Absolutely,
Yeah.
very good second half. I'll definitely give him credit for that. Really good second half. First half a bit sluggish, but second half they really showed their quality, which was good. I mean, it could have been 5 or 6, and that's not an exaggeration, which we had. So yeah, definitely.
100%. Because you look at the XG. XG was we had 62% possession. Expected goals was 2.72 for us. Shots 18 shots, 5 on target, and 6 big chances, which is kind of massive, really. And we missed 4, which is something that we do need to change. Because when you compare it to the first half, we had no shots on target first half, and so we had an expected goals of 0.11. So for that to change, for us to have 18 shots totally and 5 shots on target, the pressure was put on. So before we go on to player ratings, is there anything else you want to add on the performance?
Like I said, I was impressed with the manager. The one thing that I was always concerned with Klopp, not even always concerned, near the end of Klopp, and it's not to say that Klopp wasn't a great manager or he had frailties with him. The only thing that we always knew, though, come 65 minutes, whatever, that's when we can expect a change. We won't see a change early. I like the fact that Slot made changes as he did. And I also like the fact that he wasn't afraid to take off players and bring on others to get their minutes in. There's no egos there from what I saw. So yeah, it was good. It was really good. Really good.
Okay, so to close out the show, we'll do our match ratings. So I'll go first. Alisson Becker, one really good save. I think 2 really good saves he made. It's always a bit strange because he makes really good saves and then the flag goes up. So then it's like he doesn't get it on the stat sheet, but he made some really good saves. But a few of them are offside.
I know the one you're talking about. One in particular, he made a really good save.
Yeah,
offside. Yeah, I remember that one.
So I gave him a 7. What do you give him?
I'd give him a 7 as well. Wasn't overly outstanding. Had that the header in the first half he had to pick up, but yeah, I mean it weren't like he had to do loads in the game. There, I'd say a 7 definitely.
I always forget to mention it. I start from a baseline of 5 in general, so I know a lot of people think you got some high ratings. For me, to get below 5, you have to have a real stinker. So everyone starts from 5. So you won't see many 10s. So everyone basically starts from 5. So Robbo, he's got work to do. I think I've given him 6.5. He wasn't horrible, but he just wasn't great on the ball. Might be harsh giving him a 6.5. A 7 might be doable, but I've given him a 6.5.
I'd give him a 5.
5.
I don't remember much of him in the game, but from what I can remember of him in the game is when he was he made a couple misplaced passes. Was it him that almost gave away the penalty that was offside? And I can't remember if it was him that put in.
Yeah, might have. Oh, that's a good point. I can't remember.
And I don't.
No. That was VVD.
VVD. Okay, but his passing wasn't really on point. He looked a bit like he was lackluster, and maybe he just needs to get into the rhythm. But for me, he wasn't anything above average, so I'll just give him a 5.
Okay. Van Dijk. I'll let you go first.
I'd give Van Dijk a 6.5. It wasn't outstanding. It wasn't dominating. I personally think aside from the fact that Kwanzaa was getting dominated, I didn't feel like Van Dijk was dominating back, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He was putting in blocks and stuff and putting in tackles, but I didn't actually see enough for me to say that, yeah, you know what, he's imposing himself. Where Kwanzaa is needing guidance, he's the one giving the guidance. I just thought he played his own game, played that all right game. I'd say I'd give him a 6.5.
I give him a 7. I think I look at it, no preseason, first game back, and it was pretty commanding. Pretty commanding. Had to talk Quanta through a bit of the first half, and it was a bit more relaxed for him in the second half when he had Konate, when he can kind of relax a bit. So yeah, I give him a 7. Then I move on to Quanta. Unfortunately, I didn't think he was that bad. I've looked back on it, and people have reminded me a few errors that he made. So he's probably going to stay on a 5. If I'm to be honest, he probably can drop below 5 because he's been dropped. So probably 4.5. So 4.5 or 5. Yeah, 4.5.
I'll give him a 4.
Yeah, 4
if
for
you
you.
get taken off at half time because of your performance, that's not good enough. That tells me your performance has been that poor. You have to come off, and you're influencing the team that much. You have to come off. Because I'm sure Konate the plan wasn't to give Konate 45 minutes. The plan was that if there's any issue, bring Konate on. To have to rush Konate on at half time, that means Kwanzaa was poor. Yeah, Kwanzaa gets a 4 from me.
Yeah. I think Slot was quite brutal coming out and saying he took him off. It wasn't tactical. I said it was tactical in terms of he didn't perform well. He was losing too many duels. I thought that was quite.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Honestly,
refreshing.
I like it.
Trent. Okay, first half. I'm only giving him a 7. Was a lot better in the second half. 7.
It's a 7 for me. I think that he really came into his own in the second half. He wasn't the Trent we all know and love, but he definitely kicked in second half. And I can't remember if it was the first half or the second half where he put in a block that was
first
a
half.
goal line effort. And that for me shows that he wasn't just about going forwards. His defensive head was also there. So he gets a 7 for me. So,
okay, Gravenberch for you?
Gravenberch gets an 8. Gravenberch for me was the difference maker in the second half. I felt that he for me, it was between him and Salah. Do you know what? No, nobody for me really got a 9. So I'd say Gravenberch is the closest. I'd say for the top player, I'd say he gets an 8. He was for me the man of the match on our side, certainly.
I'll go with that. I'll give him an 8 as well. I thought he stepped up really well second half. And if he's going to be our 6 going forward, he's got work to do, but he hasn't started off that badly second half wise. And you look into that way.
The funny thing is, I think he can grow into it. I think he can grow into
he
that.
Can grow into it.
I would rather we buy a 6, but I think he can grow into that 6 role. Sorry.
Yeah. So McAllister for me 7. Yeah, wasn't fantastic. It was just steady Eddie.
Yeah, I'll give him about the same. To be honest with you, for the exact same reasons. Just very steady.
I think Salah was our man of the match for me. I've given him an 8.5. Goal and assist, and probably should have had 2 goals and probably 2 assists if I'm completely honest. So say no more.
I'd say a 7.5 for me. I think he was probably the best of the bunch aside from Gravenberch, but nobody really stood out like heavily throughout the whole game. But yeah, 7.5 for me.
So who's your man in the match? Whoever said him yet?
Gravenberch. Yeah,
Gravenberch. So he. Okay, cool. So Bosley, it was okay. I think I'd give him a 6.5. I was TU on 6.57. I wasn't sure.
He gets a 6.
He did a good job.
Yeah, and I didn't see lots that he was creating, which I felt that he needed to be creating more. But especially in the first half when we wasn't really on game, that's when you need your players that are creating, that can create the little passes to be doing that. And I didn't really see enough of that for me.
Yeah. Diaz, 6.5 as well.
Yeah.
Bit wasteful, which we're coming accustomed to. And I was actually having a debate with my brother-in-law over Gordon and Diaz, and he was outraged that I picked Diaz over Gordon. And his reason was the finishing, and he was being proved right today.
Yeah.
So So you said 7 as well? 6.5 as well?
Yeah, 6.5, because I think he created a bit and a lot more in the second half. But his finishing, it was for me that really killed me. It was the one where he flicked it over.
I know the one.
I know he got clattered after, but there's no reason that should have been a flick.
Just lay it off.
Yeah.
Just lay it off. Oh, that one. No, see, there was two. There was the one where that one, yeah, which I personally thought was a penalty because he got clattered. It's a penalty for me. But there was one where he tried to flick it inside the box and like bicycle kick, and he should have laid it back. Yeah. There was someone on the edge of the box. Unless he was laid it back, and they would have had a nice shot because the path was quite clear for him to shoot. Yeah. So that kind of annoyed me there. But yeah, and finally, not finally, Jota. Would you give Jota?
I'll give him a 7. Got a good goal. Should have got 2 goals. He was quiet in the first half, came a bit alive in the second half. But for the fact he scored, he gets a 7. For the fact he missed that header, though, that's why he's not going to get a 7 for me.
Yeah, 7 for me as well. So he's got his goal, just hoping that he stays fit for the rest of the season. So moving on to the bench, I'll do all mine. I'll do all of mine. You can do all of yours. Konate, I gave a 7. No, I gave a 6.5. Konate. Conor Bradley, I thought he came and did well. He also gets 6.5. Tsimikas, he was actually better than Robertson when he came on. 6.5 as well. Gakpo, 6. I think I gave all of them 6.5. None of them did anything fantastic.
Yeah.
But
all of them would get a 6.5 from me, apart from Gakpo. I didn't think Gakpo did anything when he came on. But the rest of them, all of them,
that's fair. That's fair.
6.5 even. So.
No, that's fair. Yeah, actually, you're right. I'll probably give Gakpo a 6 when I think about it. But okay, cool. That has been the first Liverpool recap.
Hopefully, the first
of the season.
Points.
Yeah, first of many 3 points. But happy with the win. We were top of the table for an hour or so. But let's hopefully we'll be top of the table when we do our last show of the season.
Yeah. Okay? Amen to that. Cheers, brother.
Thanks for watching, guys.
No problem.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to catch us on Twitter. Our handle is @ArmchairPundits. On Instagram, @ArmchairPunditsPodcast. And finally, our TikTok, which is @armchair.pundits. Take it easy, guys. Peace.